Welcome back to Daily Encouragements. It's about 7 o'clock here in Sai Kung, where we're from, and I've been working hard today. The last couple of days I've been doing a weird diet, and my body's switching from cheap energy resources to much harder to reach energy resources, which is how you would lose weight. And it's been very, very tough. Bonnie's really struggled this morning. She woke up almost like with cold symptoms. So I was feeding her chocolate this morning, trying to get her up and running, because with Sammy she can't afford to not be tip top. But I've missioned through, and I wanted to talk about, because the last couple of weeks we've been talking about being tired. I wanted to talk about developing an ability and a capacity to press through even when you are tired. And whilst it's not something that I want to be, sometimes you just are tired. You've got no choice. You got things to do, you got pressures, you got deadlines, you got expectations, you got responsibilities. And when you're tired, things seem so much worse than they really are. And so having an ability to see through the difficulties and see through the mist and just step confidently into whatever it is you're trying to accomplish is a very valuable thing. So when I woke up this morning, I thought I could delay, which sometimes is the right strategy. I could push back. But if I can get this done all today, and I can make sure that I do my job and I fulfill the requirements that are expected of me, then I can rest tomorrow. And so sometimes the best rest is after the best victory. And so today I feel like I've had a big victory, because I've accomplished a lot. I finished what I was set out to do. I've accomplished some things that been on my to-do list for a couple of weeks. And even in this tired state and with some pressures and some questions I've had playing on my mind, I've been able to do them this week. So I don't want people to hear me talking or Bonnie talking about not being tired and taking rest and all that, and make it into some sort of hippie thing where you never work and you never push through and you never develop capacity. Because the truth is, you have to have both sides of the equation. You can't just rest. You can't just relax. You can't always have things easy. Sometimes you need to sweat, and it's difficult, and you got to push through, and you got to, even when you're feeling sick and you want to cough your lungs out, sometimes you just got to push through regardless. And you don't want to live a lifestyle like that, but you do need to have that gear. You need to have that ability. And I think many people are either in one ditch or they're in the other ditch. And I think you got to have the flexibility to be able to do both. And I like the idea of dynamic balance, not balance, because balance says it's 50-50 and everything's in equal parts. I like the idea of dynamic balance, where sometimes, like a tightrope walker, will shift all his weight to the left and then shift all his weight to the right in order to get through, to get over to the other side. And I think we got to have that mentality. Sometimes it's all out, it's all hands on deck, it's full steam ahead, and sometimes it's resting. And to be comfortable in both circumstances. Even when it's not comfortable, you've got to be comfortable. And so I think when the world goes through difficult times, like we've all been going through, this pandemic has touched us all. When you go through difficult times, it shows you people who have a capacity and those who don't. And I've been learning to rest in this time, but I've also been learning you've got to have a depth, you've got to have a well. Even when the river's not flowing, if you know where the well is, you can draw water even in the dry places. That's where Isaac was able to reap 100-fold in the same year he sowed. It's because he had wells that he was able to draw from in the desert. And not only did that benefit him directly, but then he became the market leader in crops, in the economy, in the local economy. And that was able to take his funding even further than where it was just for his own self. And so I just want to leave you with that little encouragement. Dig deep. Sometimes you got to dig deep. You got to dig into you got to make a well. And when you make that well, you're able to survive through hard times, desert times, tough times. And so it's not just about rest, although that's very, very important. It's also about having a capacity in the dark times. Hope that encourages you. I hope the next time you hit a difficulty, you hit a tough moment, that you look at it as an opportunity to develop rather than something that's trying to bring you down. That's something that's trying to help you to dig down, to find foundations. Bless you. Hope you have a great day.